We have today in our midst the Senior Association of Civil Servants of Nigeria, Federal Information Chapter. They are being led here by the chairman of the association, Mr. Adams Okola.
Good afternoon, Permanent Secretary and Directors and my fellow comrades. I am Comrade Adam Okola. I'm the President of the Joint Union Committee, the Federal Ministry of Information. You're welcome, sir. You're welcome.
My name is Comrade Jegede Olubenga. I'm the Vice Chairman of the Senior Staff Association Information Unit.
My name is Comrade Olubenga. I'm the Secretary of the Nigeria Information Unit.
I'm Comrade Chika Oka. I'm the Chairperson of the Nigerian Union of Civil Service Secretaries and Republic Workers. Thank you, sir. I'm Ukachuku, Comrade Ukachuku, ex-official, Senior Association.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, ma'am. I'm Comrade Akpan Michael, Secretary Information.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon, sir. My name is Comrade Bartholomew Ebim, Chairman of that is Amalgamated Union of Public Corporation, Civil Servants, Technicians, and Recreational Workers. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, ma'am. My name is Ojinke Beatrice Uche. I am Treasurer of the NOSO, that is National Nigerian Union of Secretaries and Service Workers. Okay.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon. I'm Patient Anjika. I'm the Assistant Secretary of Nigerian Union of Secretary and Stenography.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon. I'm Yusuf Hassan from Assistant Chairman, Vice Chairman of that.
Okay, thank you. We introduce the Honorable Minister to you people. You already know him. I think we're going to have a very bigger forum where you come up. He's Alhaji Lai Mohammed, the new Honorable Minister for Information and Culture. And you already know one of our own, Mrs. Ayotunde Adeshuba, who is our new Permanent Secretary. She's been with us. She's been in the Directorate Cadre Officer in this ministry, and I believe you all know her. Now, seated by my immediate left-hand side, I would request, because the Honorable Minister came in with his own team that will be working with them, you need to also get to know them. Please, Chairman, go ahead.
Good afternoon. I'm Sheikh Madeyemi. I say to the Minister.
Good afternoon, comrades. Adileye Williams is my name. I say to the Honorable Minister.
Good afternoon, comrades. My name is Femo Tutali, PA to the Minister.
Okay, thank you very much.
Start by thanking you for deeming it fit to pay me a courtesy visit so early in my journey. This is the first courtesy visit I've received from any. It is undoubtedly a measure of your best wishes, which I appreciate very much. I must say that the cooperation of a union is indispensable if we are to effectively play our role as the champions of change. As I told a meeting of directors and unit health, this ministry just a few hours ago, we are in the forefront of the efforts to propagate the government's change agenda. We are today the single most powerful ministry and the most strategic also, because on our shoulders rests the enormous responsibility of informing Nigerians about the activities of the government, while also getting feedback from citizens. If this administration is to successfully implement the change agenda, the platform of which it goes to office, then we must not only partner with the government, we must be the face of change, and we must lead change. My doors are always open, and I'm willing to work with you for the realization of the dream to make our country great. Do not hesitate to reach out to me whenever you have any reason to do so. I look forward to working with you in the days ahead. Once again, I thank you for this visit.
Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister.
Thank you very much. May I now request the media to step aside? The media, please.
The beauty of merging information and culture is that the minister will be able to leverage on the unique powers of information and culture to drive the change agenda. Now, information and culture, especially with the National Orientation Agency, would make it much easier for the ministry to actually drive the change mantra. If information had been different and the culture had been different, it would have been a bit difficult. Because as I saw even this morning, there's, on the one hand, the culture and on the other hand, information, and there's been a bit of overlapping also from both ministries. With the coming together of the two ministries, the ministry is better poised to drive the change agenda. So I think it's a most welcome development.
Just as a follow-up, sir. My name is Stanley, I report for Radio Nigeria. As you assume office as the Honorable Minister of Information and Culture, what I would like to know your priorities. What are the issues you want to tackle first in line with the change agenda?
You see, if you listen to my address this morning, I see the information ministry as one of the most strategic ministries, and as probably the most strategic in the sense of interpreting and driving this change agenda. You see, information is not only power. Information is everything, because perception is often more important than reality. As the Minister for Information, with the collaboration of the ministry and all of you, we intend to turn this ministry into a veritable engine to disseminate news, enlighten Nigerians, make them realize why they must change their attitudes, devise programs and activities that will touch the lives of every Nigerian. And they will see that that change we're talking about can only be brought about when they also decide to change the way they do things. We are all responsible, all of us have different responsibilities in this change mantra. And I'm happy that the President has led by example. And the best way to make change to come about is when people see that those at the top themselves are also changing the ways they behave. For instance, the fact that Mr. President instructed his drivers to always obey traffic regulation has permeated down to all ministers. And of course, if the president does not break traffic regulations and the minister follows suit, it will be easier to arrest any erring, motorist. The president, if you remember, also decided that was going very prudent, and he has shown strict abhorrence to corruption, and he has shown very strict adherence to transparency, and that is changing. I can tell people things have changed a lot in the last couple of months. Nigerians are now imbibing change. And I'll just give 2 examples. In the past, when ministers are nominated, they are worried and concerned about how they'll be confirmed. And I know we've had instances when even when I think it was the House of Reps one day that decided to expose the Ghana must go back. Under this administration, such things don't happen. Nobody even thinks about it. So you can see that things have started changing. Again, Nigerians are watching all the leaders, and with what I call the citizen journalism, where nobody is safe from the prying eyes of the bloggers and the social media warriors, everybody is sitting up. So for us in this ministry, one of the things we intend to do is to leverage on the unique power of information to make sure that this change we're talking about actually becomes a reality. Very soon this ministry will be rolling out programs, policies and slogans that would touch every Nigerian and will make us change the way we normally do things. And I think things have changed. Honestly, things have changed. Look at the issue of punctuality, for instance. I can assure that almost all our ministers, taking their cues from the president, often dealt with venue of functions even before the organizers. That is the beginning of change, in my view. Because when small things take care of themselves, or rather when you take care of small things, bigger things take care of themselves. You can see, like somebody said, the fear of the president today, not fear of him as a soldier or fear of him as a dictator, but the fear of him as a person who will not tolerate corruption and who will not spare anybody, I think is the beginning of wisdom, and it's the beginning, to me, not the of wisdom, it's the beginning of the change that Nigeria wants. But that change, I can assure you, will only come about if there are no 2 sets of rules. One for the leaders, another for the left. It won't work. You see, I've studied Nigerians very well. If there is a traffic situation, and everybody is patient, obeying the regulations, the moment one person passes, a few seconds later, the other guy will say, was he stopped? They will follow. But once they know that even the leader himself is abiding by the law, it becomes easier for you to preach and say, please, let's do the right thing. But we must show examples. And as ministers, we must be sure, we must be very sure that we do not parade ourselves with pomp and pageantry. We should reflect the sober nature of the times. We can't be talking about hard times, we can't be talking about austerities, and we'll be living in pomp and pageantry, popping champagne, and having endless parties. I think one of my colleagues said, look, before when ministers are sworn in, they have parties for almost 1 month. I don't know any of my colleagues that have had any party at all. And that you can see things are changing. Before, when people are appointed ministers, we are going to see the day of our swearing in, all newspapers will be full of congratulatory messages from contractors and everybody. I didn't see much. Because even many of us, the people, don't put any advert there, the man there will not like it too. And that to me, I think is a beginning of change. I've seen my colleagues at work, I've seen the seriousness with which they have and their commitment, and I think the change is coming. But that change, believe me, will come very much when the leaders themselves show by example.
Any other?